Well, hello there now, it's only me, Leonard Wells, broadcasting as usual from Studio B here in the Giggle Mill in Haslingden, north of Manchester in the UK. Studio B has as resident studio engineer none other than that very, very sweet chap, Adolf Apfelstrudel, from Berchtesgaden in Bavaria. Adolf used to be a driver for the AA, the Automobile Association. Unfortunately, he developed a drink problem and had to leave and became a member of Alcoholics Anonymous. So he was often referred to as AA from the AA from BB. Unfortunately, as you also may be aware, during the WAR, Adolf was gruesomely wounded, and being a very sensitive person, he refuses to appear on camera just in case any children are watching. But now and again he will wave, and although he will insist on wearing a glove because of the you-know-what in the WAR, he needs to be coaxed. But as a strict disciplinarian, he refuses to grant me more than 12 digital megaburgers per broadcast. This means I have once again to deny you the all-time thrill of my very famous but forgettable rendition of Nessun Dorma. I'll just ask Adolf if by any chance he's interested in waving to you. He's just come back from the pub. Any chance you might be interested in waving to the audience, do you think, Adolf? What do you think? Oh, sorry folks, he's had a skinful. It's very unlikely that when he's in this kind of state that he can wave. What do you think? You think? No, he definitely says no. He says there's no hope. So we'll tell you our little tale this afternoon, which is one about horse riding. And most of you who have ever ridden a horse will thank God that the bicycle was invented. And I'm no exception. These oats, you know, that'll be 4 o'clock, because these oats keep you regular as a clock. In this particular tale, a poor guy set out on a little journey to visit a friend in Arizona, and unfortunately he fell off his horse, and when he came to, he found vultures flying above him, and he was half dead. Luckily for him, along came an Indian chief with his squaw, both riding a horse and a dog following on behind. So the Indian chief and his squaw immediately set up their teepee and gave him first aid and looked after him for a month until he was strong again. And by the time he came to be ready to leave, he said to the Indian chief, "Look, chief," he said, "I've got to get back to my business in Dallas. And if you don't mind, is there any chance I could borrow one of your horses? As soon as I get home, I'll arrange for somebody to bring it back in a trailer by one of my cars, and that way it will only be making one trip." So the Indian chief looks at his wife and nods and said, "Well, all right, but you can only borrow one of the 2 horses, and it's this one, because this one is guaranteed to get you where you want to go. However, you must realize this horse was originally broken in and trained by a priest, and he doesn't respond to any other commands but religious ones. So for example, when you want to go, you say, 'Thank God,' clearly, thank God. When you want to stop, amen. Say it clearly, amen. So the guy says, that sounds great, he said. I'll keep my mind on good things, he said, on the Lord. So after saying their farewells, he mounts the horse, says thank God, and away it walks. So once he got used to it, he said thank God, and it speeds up. So after a couple of days of this, he starts to see familiar territory, and having got used to the horse, he tries a gallop. Thank God, thank God, thank God, thank God. Anyway, after a few minutes galloping, he suddenly realises that they were heading towards a cliff with a sheer drop of 500 feet. And in a complete panic, he forgets the instructions. And he's shouting, whoa, whoa, and he's pulling on the rein, whoa, whoa, nothing, and it's just heading straight for the edge. Oh, and at the last second, almost too late, he remembers, amen, and the horse hunkers down and skids to a stop, inches, millimetres if you're French, from the edge. And the man, he leans forward to pat the horse and he says, oh, thank God, thank God. Thank you and good night, folks.